Back everyone to another episode, and yeah, more war cool stuff. And who is going to fight to the death today? Now let's have some action over here. All of South America thinks that Brazil, or the second Brazilian Empire, is super evil. They need to be defeated. So war begins. Pew, 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 pew. With the very little, or the barely guarded this area because Amazon rainforest or whatever. Big fighting happens between Brazil and Patagonia, although the Brazilians aren't really used to the cold, so the Patagonians have a good advantage. Though they're halted, because even though the Brazilians are really hard to do anything, even though it's really hard for the Brazilians to do anything in the snow, they still have more numbers, so they stop the Patagonians. And Bolivia sends troops to go attack Paraguay. The Brazilians don't like that they have to fight all these boys at once. So first they're going to focus on the tiny boys who easily get squashed. Though the French join in and they help fight the Brazilians. And you know what? Even Russia is a little bit scared of Brazil. And they see them as a opposing threat, so Russia and Mexico give South America stuff to fight Brazil. Brazil has no allies, really, and they see this as completely unfair. So they kind of just cry themselves to sleep while getting simultaneously beat up. Although, Brazil still manages to hold their ground, despite all the support Brazil's enemies are getting. And Russia realizes that if Brazil were to win this war, that they would probably come after Russia for being bad boy and the big threat. So Russia, they use a nuke. They send nukes. And Brazil, loses, a lot of their population. Having Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, and Brasilia, or whatever, get destroyed. So Patagonia advances. Some new treaties are signed too, on who gets what land or whatever. these countries look like peppers right now. Although Brazil is still going to be let alive or whatever. They're still going to be left alive. Because Brazil, although they're going to be like weak though. If you couldn't already tell. This probably would have been like way more epic and scarier if Russia didn't join in, but you get the idea. Brazil is gonna move their capital away from all the destruction, and they'll probably get their old capital back or whatever in a while. And also, the Second Republic of Argentina is formed, and Peru decides to give Bolivia some of their old territory, and they're feeling nice, so they give Bolivia coastline. Okay, this is some minor border gore right here, although we're gonna ignore all that. Also, Indonesia moves their capital because Java is sinking. And Indonesia is a little bit weak. So Indonesia sells Papua New Guinea. This little area. But Indonesia needs more money because they lost a lot of they lost a lot of infrastructure and stuff. Also, Malaysia has just decided to invade Singapore and take all their technology and stuff. Might make a little bit of people angry, but yeah. Also, Cambodia and Thailand really hate each other. So after some long debating and tensions, yeah, they decide the Thai Empire decides to give Cambodia back the territory that they took in the first Thai-Cambodian War. Also, a lot of civil war has happened here with all the military coups and stuff. With the fascists having their own regime in the north, their capital being Naypyidaw or whatever. And the democratic regime in the south was set up, which is kind of a little bit of a dictator, kind of like the north, but we're not going to talk about it. It's totally democratic. Their capital is Yangon. And yeah, I guess that'll be all for today's episode or video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe, and stay spooky.